Okay, so this is actually going to be a fast version of transitions and sort of looking at a website that you could use to help you. Now, I know I've given you this before, but I want you to make sure that you kind of add this website in for your own purposes and just add it as a tool for transitions because you do will do a lot of writing in this class and I like things to connect. And that's mainly the main thing I want you to think about. Transitions are a means to connect your ideas. So not just between paragraphs, which is definitely something you should work on and consider, and most of you do, but also within the paragraph. That way, each sentence sort of flows into the next. And I will showcase that same sample paragraph that we looked at. We're actually going to talk about the transitions in that paragraph. Some of them are more obvious than others, but we'll get there. So the first thing to consider is that there are four different reasons why you might add a transition, and some of these are great good, some of these I don't really like, but you can use your own judgment just to see what the options are. So if you are adding information, you might be introducing an idea, referencing something else, showing the similarity, adding clarification, any kind you want to use a transition to sort of show the connection between those two things. Same thing with adversative transitions where you're looking for showing a contrast between ideas. That's relevant if you're looking at irony or anything along those lines. Causal transitions are the cause and effect style. So if you're looking to say that some event within a passage affects something else, then you might want to address those sort of transition statements. And then any kind of sequential, like if you were trying to in conclusion, but not say in conclusion. So if you look at this website, and I'm not going to go through every single one, you're going to see that there's a wealth of transitions for each of these purposes. And these are not the only ways to say it. By the way, I do love a good thus statement. I don't know, maybe it's just a favorite of mine. You might want to kind of showcase the variety within your own paragraphs, so that your ideas are having a more connected connection, or having a more connection between or among them. And again, this is not the only way to go from a 6 to a 7 or a 7 to an 8, 8 to 9, but it's one of the things that you can do. Just simply connect all of your ideas to make sure that you are transitioning and that you're almost writing as though you did get to revise this. And just a word, fact, in sitting with the reading, this is not STAR, where STAR everything had to fit in the boxes. For College Board, we will seriously read every single word you write on that page. If you put a little star and say, see next page, we're going to flip to the page and read the star. We want you to do well. So if you give yourself just like 5 minutes and then go back and add transition statements in to show the connections now that your ideas are fleshed out, we're going to read them. We will read the tiny print. We'll find a way. So you just might consider that College Board readers want you to want to read everything you write, and we will read every single word you write, even if you decide to write a very off-topic story. We have to read every single word of that too. So please don't do that. Okay. More transitions either way. Dismissal if you're sort of just think of the effect. What are you trying to say? I like the cause and effect ones. Because they have this analytical tone. And then I really like this idea of the digression. Incidentally, XYZ happens eventually. So, and it's okay to even use these narrative style ones, like in the end, that's kind of okay, rather than just the in conclusion. It works, but you have other options. And again, love a good thus. It's so versatile of a word. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and we're going to switch. Okay, so we're back on the sample paragraph. I want you to notice the highlighted words, despite Henchert's potential innocent intentions. So this despite shows a connection to a previous idea. So that's a nice initial transition. Then you have some facts. Then you have and though. Now this is not a standard transition, but I like that it offers the connection and though this, her kindness, essentially, ironically, is actually what makes her unsuccessful at being a good daughter. And then you have another resulting transition of, in fact, the passage concludes, and you're getting a sense of now we're moving through. There's no transition in this idea, but it's sort of a summation idea in itself. These two are just these purely analytical ideas, and that's okay. You're going to have these. Not every sentence needs a transition, and that's an important lesson too, but they should all connect. And then finally, we have this furthermore, which seems like, oh, I'm going to add some more information, which the writer does. And oh, I love a good colon transition into a main idea. And that's why I made it really big, so that you can sort of see what the options are. That you have words, you have phrases. Not every sentence has a transition, but every sentence needs to sort of connect to the previous sentence. And that's what I want you to consider as you are uh, writing your own responses. So now you're going to go back to your previous paragraph, and you're going to see if, anything that you've written before, what transitions can you add so that you are ensuring that you have an analytical focus and a clear tone, and that every idea is connected to each other, to the previous transition. Go back and use the Michigan State transition words, because it's a good little list and it's there and it's free, a nice little resource for you. And then you're going to write your own paragraph, or you can use the paragraph that you already wrote and add some transitions, and really make sure that you're thinking about, how do I build on my ideas, and that you have more than one idea in each paragraph and it connects to the previous one.